The Salvation Army is very small. Member-wise, very small. There's probably more people at Straight Gate or Word of Faith than there are members of the Salvation Army in about 8 or 9 states. But those little soldiers, they be out there branded because it's not about them. You can't even name one Salvation Army person. You haven't seen them on TVN. You have not seen them on the Word Network, but they are out there doing the work because they're branding. The brand speaks for them, what they're about, okay? You know where I'm kind of going. So I said, okay, well, let me leave what I'm doing. At that time, I had my child, our daughter, and I said, I'm going to go and work and basically work and do ministry marketing solutions. There's a little piece in there. I was working with my husband, and he kind of knows that he was doing automotive, and I'm trying to do ministry marketing, and that didn't really gel too good. It's like, automotive could use some ministry, but anyway. So ministry marketing solutions started. And I really, at that point, PR game was so different in 2000 than it is today. And that's what I'm so excited about. In this new decade now, I'm 50 years old, I want everybody to get the internet. Because when I first started, there was no really internet. I mean, I was still faxing stuff. Emailing was okay, but I really started doing email campaigns and e-blasts. But you know what? E-blasting is all gone now. I mean, if I get another e-blast from somebody else who's an e-blast service, I'm going to throw up. I mean, everybody started an e-blast service. Somebody sent me and says, I can send your e-blast out for $25. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to be spamming people. The whole thing now is really changed about community and conversations and networking, which is really what I was about anyway. That's why in terms of doing PR and marketing and ministry and all of the things that have to do with networking is where I flow now. You know how sometimes you said, well, this is a new phase. So branding, everybody's talking about branding. Well, you build your brand not really overnight, but it's basically everything that you've done in your life. If you look at everything that you have done in your life, what is the one thing that always points to the same thing? What is it that's always the same thing that you're going to be doing no matter where they land? So I've always been branding. I've always been doing that. So the networking part of it is just bringing other people together. There's a saying that George Fraser always says, it takes teamwork to make the dream work. And so we have to build. And that's what social networking is. What I find now is that people aren't really embracing technology. And I'm speaking and not even using any of the notes that I said I was going to say. I knew that was happening. That's why I gave you all these notes. But technology and ministry is where we should be right now. There should be no one that says, I can't learn it, because you can. If you can read, you can learn it. It's about whether you see it of value. If you don't see it of value, then you're not going to take time to learn it. But let me tell you, just from personal experience, how the internet has worked for me. I started in 2000, like I said, I was creating press kits and calling up media and begging news. And I knew media. I've been in media. And so you're begging, trying to get the interviews of someone that they really don't want to interview because they don't really know them, and because they want a good show for name brands. It's not like you're going to get on Oprah so you become famous. Oprah wants the famous people on her show to bring the audience, okay? You all understand that. That's the basics. So it's not like you're going to get on Oprah and become famous. She's going to check you out, and you're already got a following and a fan because you're going to get on Twitter. Then look at Twitter and look at what people are doing on Twitter. People are making money on Twitter. They get on Facebook and somebody send me another joke, I'm going to block you, unfriend you, or whatever. Don't do that. It's about the new economy. There's a lady I know, she's in this business here, my other business, artist. She's on Facebook, Lanika Scott. She has made herself a 6-figure income doing Facebook. That's it, just doing the business of artists on Facebook. Her husband quit his job. I don't know how big the 6 figures are, but he quit his job, and they work that full time using Facebook. So don't send me no jokes. Don't inbox me a bunch of the junk. You know, it's about branding. And what she did was she branded herself. She branded herself online. She connected with people. It's about conversations and connections. Now, the whole point about social networking, why some people get it and some people don't, is that it's about networking. So if you weren't a networker before the internet, it's going to be hard for you to network with the internet, because the social networking is nothing but regular networking on steroids. That's all it is. So most of my best friends have come from outside of Mark. We didn't meet on the internet. The internet wasn't around then. But most of my friends I've met from online, and the majority of my clients, 90% of my clients, have paid me thousands of dollars, and the majority of them I have never met. Now you think somebody's gonna give you $1,000 or whatever, and they never met you there in another city, another state? How would they do that? By watching you, following you, and you having a solid brand. So if you send somebody a joke, or you send something random, or you say something crazy, they're gonna unblock you, they're gonna block you, unfriend you, say you crazy, and then you just lost somebody. Because it's hard to really repair a reputation once it is damaged. And so because I come from the background of PR and marketing, I know about branding. I know about reputation management. Those things are important. But even if I'm not technical, the common sense things of how you connect online, and the main thing about the internet of how to use it now, it really has to do with the fact that you have to share. You have to share. It makes it so you have to share. Share what? Share your platform. Share your brand. Show that you're not about you. You have to maybe retweet for someone else. You maybe have to like on someone else's Facebook. You may have to comment on someone else's blog. You may have to say, go to Ty's event, go to Kim's book signing. You may have to say, show up at Dixon's. It may not be anything that has to do with you, but that's social media currency or equity that you're building, because you want someone to buy your stuff when you actually have something to sell. But if you're going to get on social media and say, buy this, come here, do this, it's all about me, it's, nobody wants to follow a used car salesman. It's like, you know what, I didn't ask for this. So it's so easy in social media to really put our message out to the masses, but you don't do it in a way that will affect